All right, GM, hello, welcome. It is, what is it, Friday afternoon, 2:30 p.m. my time. We are locked in for the night. Gonna try to get some stuff done. So thanks for joining the stream. As always, I'll be trying to stream 2 hours at a time, take little breaks and then come back, but I'll probably try to get 3 streams in tonight, so 6 hours, to try to get this one done and probably start the next one. Just to kind of update everyone so you know a little bit what's going on. I'm making essentially one piece of art every day. That's the goal. I use real world data, bring it into 3D tools like Blender, Unreal Engine, and make something. That's the shortest version to say it. So I've been making something. This is the 10th one I'm on. I'm a little bit behind, but I keep saying this, we're trying to catch up. This piece is based on real world data from Brooklyn, New York. You can see there's a city in the background. So we've got all this open street data, including every building and kind of a map of Brooklyn in the bottom. And this weird looking thing on the roof is floor number 69 of an imaginary future apartment building. So kind of take a look here. There's this gap and you can see this kind of blob up here in the sky. This thing right here is our camera, and you can see it's just about a little bit higher than this building over here. And this building over here is, remember the name of this one? I have them all separated somewhere. Let me just go and see if I can close this here. Yeah, get rid of this. If I grab this building is Brooklyn Point, which is 68 floors. Our building is at 1 Flatbush Avenue. And you can actually see kind of the floor plan of this building here. I removed the corner. So I removed this little piece down here and brought it up to the sky to sort of represent what I would imagine to be a future apartment building. So this is essentially what it is right now. And I'm kind of dropping in a bit of a penthouse corner suite in here on the building. So we'll adjust this at the end to kind of line it up properly and get everything working. But for now, we're not worried about the entire building. We're just worried about the view from this particular place. In terms of what we're working on this sort of patio view. This is our reference photo. It's an AI image generated by Discord through Midjourney. And it's a combination of just like a standard city scene of Manhattan, along with a combination of 2 architects that inspired me that I think would kind of fit together in a futuristic, interesting style. So that gives us a bit of a, reference point, I guess, for us to work with, and allows us to sort of come up with exactly where we're going to put everything and line it all up and set up our image. So this is what it looks like right now. It doesn't look like much. There's a person here for scale. We've got kind of the outline of the patio rail. We've got the outline of the inside, which will be the glass. We've got kind of a roof thing going on here, which is getting a little funky. On the last stream, I was working on this. I think I worked a little later because I was looking at one of the architects in our process in terms of like inspiration for like different works and stuff that they had done. So we were looking at, how we would kind of combine the different work of the artist. So let me just bring this up and I'll show you. And we'll get right into it. Load recent. So this is our references from like a block out I did to kind of set up the scene. A couple reference photos from location, Google Earth, current scene we're working on here. Some buildings designed by AI, which inspired by 2 architects. So Tato Ando is one who is kind of known for like a kind of a concrete, very flat, very angular building design, but with natural light and sort of like light peaking, I would call it. A lot of light peaking coming through and very, very kind of distinctive style. And then Zaha Hadid is the other architect and known for like very organic, curved line, futuristic style. So when you combine them, I think it really gets a cool result because you get kind of these concrete external shells typically with the internal glass, and then you get like really interesting curves, organic shapes. So this is the building that that Hadid designed. I think this is in, I want to say it's in Bahrain. I can't remember the exact, but it's really, really phenomenal. And yeah, I love this, just like the combination of the two styles is kind of super exciting to me. So I was looking at this building and I saw how the roof was curved, and I was like, yeah, like this is beautiful. Like this is just absolutely stunning the way this is. So I was like, okay, me being the little dummy that I am, I was like, maybe I can make something kind of interesting. So that's what I was currently working on. Obviously it's a blob of mess, but hey, I was just sort of seeing how far I could get it without, you know, going too crazy. And I can kind of do this manually, and I'm sure I can kind of smooth out the building. But the basic idea was, you know, we won't even see this in our render, but it was something to kind of show a little bit of, hold on, I'll show you. So really the reason why I even went down this path was to, sorry, I can't help myself. Oops. Was to really solve this problem here. So if you look at this little corner, there's really kind of an optical illusion going on here. And if you actually look at this, you might go, oh, this looks cool, but the roof is sloping down, and it's not actually, you know, it is sloping down, and then it kind of disappears over here, or this is a reflection. It's kind of hard to tell. It's like a combination of both. So I was like, well, I definitely want to have, I like that shape. How could we make it so that the building would actually fit? So I kind of came up with this. So the balcony comes around here, and then the top part of the piece of the building, which is the trim, kind of curves down and then wraps itself around the back. And I hadn't finished this, but I thought that maybe, you know, I'm obviously this is not my expertise, right? I'm just trying to figure something out. But what I was thinking would be kind of cool, and maybe this is something that we can, you know, figure out for a future piece, is I was thinking a lot about what if like this kind of ribbon looking thing ended up just wrapping the whole building. So if we kind of thickened up, you know, the height of this, and we fixed all these tilts, and, you know, take our time, and maybe we even try to generate some code or something that will do it. My thought was, how cool would it be as if like this was almost like a wrapper, like it went down here and it curved, instead of, you know, maybe connecting on this side. Now this is the top floor, so, you know, it's a little different, but it would just sort of spiral its way down the building, and every unit would have kind of a different style. Anyway, that was what I was thinking about. But for now, my goal is not to really solve this problem. In fact, it's just to kind of have something that kind of connects and fits for this particular unit. So if we fix the tilt a little bit, you know, and we'll end up just sort of flattening these all out. And if we can, I don't know if we can get the tilt all the same, maybe 45, minus 45. Tilt is a little weird because it's not based on, like, it's not a global tilt from what I've learned. It's kind of, even though we have, oh, we're on, oh, hold on. I may have spoke too soon. Can we just set these all to 0? Oh, I'm so dumb. Well, I didn't realize that we even had that option, which is actually wicked. So we can set, I think, all these tilts to 0 globally, and I think it will set them all straight. I can't quite tell if that's doing it. I was explaining last stream that I don't work a lot with curves, and they have like some massive advantages when it comes to like precision. But man, like I didn't really understand them, and this is like kind of a bit of a cool breakthrough because I didn't actually know this. So at least we have something kind of nice here. And now I wonder if I can take this tilt thing, because I really wanted all these to be straight up. Don't know what that one was. Side note, I don't know if people follow AI stuff, but this Sam Altman stuff is super interesting. if you use ChatGPT and OpenAI, it's a really interesting story that the company was set up as like an open source version of AI. It was meant to be public, and like Elon Musk and a bunch of other people created it. And then Sam Altman was the former, he's kind of like the understudy to Paul Graham at a thing called Y Combinator in California, which was kind of the beginning of a lot of startups and like Dropbox and some other big companies. Anyway, he was there. And I mean, you don't know these things, but I always kind of got a little bit of a weird vibe from the dude. And then I was listening to him being interviewed about OpenAI, and he just seemed a little too, slick, is the best way I would put it. And you kind of got this feeling like he might realize that he's on to, maybe the most lucrative business of maybe our lifetime. And you kind of got the sense that he was saying all the right things, but maybe he wasn't necessarily being honest about what their intent was with the business. And he would talk a lot about the way that the company was structured, which it had like this, I don't know, it wasn't non-profit, but it had this sort of entity above it that was meant to keep it from becoming, like, to restrict its profitability, right? So the goal wasn't to get people to get rich off of it. It was more to, advance AI and a bunch of nonsense. Anyway, long story short, they ousted him as a CEO, which is kind of crazy. I don't know, I can't think of another time where someone got ousted like that at like such a pivotal time of that business. I mean, OpenAI is like, there's not another business that people would want to be part of right now. It's massive. So it's interesting to see that play out. Okay. I mean, one of the things I've talked about on these streams is just, I get too cute with details before I should. There's an old saying, premature optimization is the root of all evil, and I break that rule. Okay, so really all I want to do is I wanted to kind of fix this, and this is another kind of interesting thing that I was looking at, is trying to come up with a way to take these corner pieces and basically make sure that they're right underneath the rim of this, so it sort of all fits without having to manually do it. And it looks like there's options to, kind of hide certain vertices as you do this, but for the most part, I just want for now there to be no gaps, no kind of weird parts of the building, and then we can tweak it all later. I think for the most part, we got it. We just have to come up with something that looks okay over here. So again, as long as this is not totally messing up, I think it's going to be fine. Okay, so now it gets a little interesting. So now it dips, and all I really want is, from our view, it to not go through for it to basically follow this. So I'm going to try to do this. Hopefully this doesn't take me too long. I'm just using proportional editing, and I'm just trying to bring it, right to these lines. So if you kind of look underneath, you can see it here, just over top of this ridge, so it's consistent. It's kind of the goal. And then I should be able to kind of slowly bring down these other pieces, just making sure we're not doing any kind of weird the proportional editing is kind of the game. It's close. Looks like it needs to come a little further over. It's just where kind of the pattern and, you know, making it all not look too... It's close. Could also consider to just extrude this stuff, but I'm stubborn. Okay, I think that's good for now. We'll fix that. We gotta fix this corner. We'll figure this all out. Just a matter of, yeah, getting a right view. Okay, so this little curve is kind of throwing things off. Said already that working with curves is so, it's just, there's so many angles you can move these things. In, out, up, down. I'm trying to figure out what's causing, you know, a specific kink in me. Just this spot right here. Just a little bit. Kind of a continuous game. That's not bad. I mean, it's not perfect, but whatever. We're going to fix it up after. Okay, so I think there's a couple things, really high priority things we got to do, although I just noticed this now. Now I've got the roof. If it's tilted. Oh, man. Oh, okay. So... the problem is we created this kind of interesting cavity inside, but really we need just another flat roof. We're going to kind of figure this out, but thinking that we kind of eliminate this section over here. be a bit of a harsh edge here, but we're gonna figure that out. I don't know, maybe we can extrude the other one down or something. I don't know. Actually, that might be an option. Let's just try this first. Quick way to do the flat roof. We can get rid of this one. Looks like something out of the Flintstones. But the main thing is that we've got, ignoring this kind of weirdness here. We got something that we can smooth it all out, and it might not end up looking that bad, but we'll see. Okay, so let's kind of look at it from this angle. Still got this bit of a problem here. But I think that, we'll have to fix that after. Okay. What I want to do is I want to do the balcony rail. And I want to do the glass. And then I want to put some textures. I want to kind of do this pretty quick. So let's go. So let's focus on this balcony. So right now it's just a curve, and I come up with a game plan. And I think that game plan was to change the extrude. Okay, so what it was, I think, is to set the view. Okay, so see how that extrude is there? And then bring this down. We can keep the valve full. I think we wanted to do is bring this up. So if we bring this down to the ground, kind of take a look at it from here. It's just the idea is, is it sort of runs basically along the balcony. Without going over. It's pretty good. Probably use one more pin here. There we go. So the balcony is good. It can get cut around here. Great shape. So I'm thinking is I would duplicate it. Okay, so I'm just going to try something. So I'm going to duplicate it up about halfway. So you kind of look at it from this perspective. The whole balcony is probably going to be just under his arms. So I would say that's probably a good height for a balcony. So if I bring this down to here, and I take the depth and just put it to maybe something very small, 0.025. So say that's maybe less even, 0.01. And then the extrude. Okay, so maybe 0.4. And then bring it down. So basically this is the glass part. So we have kind of a, we kind of a bottom rail that we can bring down even more. And then this part. So this is going to be probably 0.5 was probably right. And then we bring this up until it's sort of sitting here. And then we do the top rail. I think that's probably good. Okay, so then we can take this one, duplicate it again, bring it up. And then this one probably, ideally we could do, so I'm not really sure on this if, so this would have to be like up here. We'd want this a lot thinner. I haven't quite figured this out because the bezel is what's creating. The bezel is what's creating the thickness. But we want, if we want it wider, I mean, we can obviously extrude it after. Just try and try something quick. So offset does, oh no, offset does nothing. Extrude does height. There's no, oh. Curve object names it does the taper width. Okay, curve geometry width versus extrude. Just looking at the manual. So extrude does the Z. Taper is thinner on one end. We don't want that. Bevel changes the size of the bevel. I don't know if it's easier to convert this to a curve. I'm just gonna try something. So I'm just gonna try, we duplicate this and we convert this to a mesh. What is it like? Okay, so it's like this. And if we select it, so that'll do the width of the balcony. That might be a better way to do it. So we can kind of create a bit of a, yeah, I think this might be a better way. So for the top of the balcony, we think we want, I kind of want it thin and tapering down on the one side and sort of sharp on the other. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So we just need to get the thickness, well, the width of it right. So we can extrude along normals and just pick it out until we kind of, that's something we're good with. Let's say that. We can bring it down. Got the duplicate, so it'll get rid of that. So we can bring this down to here, and then we can extrude the other side. Why I can't select just one side? I must have done something. Okay, so we have a ribbon. Oh, it's going both. So if it does both, what does that do? Really weird. Just trying to think like how to get this to have width without the bevel, because the bevel, like this is extruding. Okay, there we go. That's extruding on one side, right? So now we should be able to select this side. And I think we don't want to scale it. I think we just want to extrude it along. Well, yeah, see, why does it do both sides? I don't get this. I don't understand. It's like a weird one. I think it's four-sided, isn't it? It's top, bottom. There. Doing some kind of duplicate. Blender never ceases to amaze me with just some little thing like this. Like I've never ever had this before, where I can't select one side of this object. Doesn't have any modifiers. I just extruded it. I've never seen like that. Oh, it's like, see, it's got a duplicate. So why when I delete that does it go away? Okay, I gotta be something else I'm missing. Have a curve. Curve. what happens if we convert it to mesh from here. What is it? Okay, so it's just a line. And if we extrude that line up, we get some geometry. Now, if we take this, extrude along normals, do we get separate pieces? We don't. So that's the part that I can't wrap my head around. So I could add a solidify. That would help. Okay, let's just say I did that. And applied it. Are they separate now? They're not. There's actually double geometry there. Okay, well, I had an idea. So there is a duplicate here, and I don't really know why. capable of understanding what's happening right now. I've never seen this ever. I mean, unless like I'm totally losing my mind, even though I converted this from a curve. This should be two separate. Like this should be, like it should be 4 points. I should be able to just select the top of it. And I can't. I've never been able to have this problem, ever, in Blender. So I don't even know where to start. This is a weird one. Weird. I mean, it has to do with coming from curve, but I still don't get the reason why. Like the fact that you can't, you know, there is, it's showing 4 faces, and I can select 1, 2, 3, 4. But when I try to select all of them, the top or the bottom, it just says no. And I can try to do this, but it's just the resolution is so... Such a simple thing too. That's what I don't get. It's just all. It's. I mean, literally, wait. We did it down here. Could we do this? So this is still a curve. Which is why we can. But if we want to convert this now. See how it has both sides. So something I did differently. Because this is, oh, is there 2? Okay, that's the curve. So this is my bottom piece, and this seems like it would do, you know, what I want it to do, even though it has this bevel that I didn't want. This is why I was trying to avoid this. Because now if I wanted to bring the whole thing in, I can't. I got to kind of hide it underneath if I don't want this to be too... What just happened? That's a shortcut in Blender. I do not know. Hide collection. Yeah, like fuck this. It's just like who would actually know your collection? You know, like know your exact collection numbers. Be like, okay, I want to hide collection 7, so I'm just going to hit the number 7. I don't know anyone that would work like that, but they have that shortcut in there, and it causes, because what you're normally doing is you're selecting, and it's like, it's one of the most destructive things you could do, because if you have all your stuff in Blender, I don't even know if I want to try to explain how dumb this is. So you have stuff hidden, like if I have like right now, I'm like, okay, I wanted to hide all these other neighborhoods, and then I have it all set up and I hit the number 1 by accident, it just hides. You can't undo it. There's no undo option. And you end up with like having to go back and try to figure out what you had hidden and what you didn't. It's a wildly stupid thing to have even as an option. Okay, so we're trying to figure out what we had left. So we wanted to hide this building. We have the rail, which we have currently this curve railing, which we want to hide. We have this curve railing, which is the one I was just trying to work on. And we have this one, which I don't even know where this one is. Let's get rid of this one. Okay, so let's just get the floor. So the floor should come up to the glass. And then if we wanted to do this, no español. This is what I wanted to do. So I just want to inset the bottom. What I'm going to have to do is set this to 0.01. Set my clipping. Yeah, so I just wanted to inset this a little bit, and then while I'm here, I might as well just bevel. That's good enough for now. So that's the bottom part. So that's got the little bit of a recess. Well, it did. Not do it on this side. Inside. Extrude faces along normals. Bring that back. That's all I wanted to do. And then bevel this. Although there's some type of duplicate. Okay. There we go. And then, you know, we can do whatever we want up here. Create a bevel. We'll subdivide this thing or whatever. But at least we have, okay, we have the bottom part. Now this is still a curve. So let's do an experiment with this one. See these glass pieces? I want this ideally to be, you know, a bit more of a gap between each piece. Because if we wanted to use the little ridges for like kind of how the glass has rivets in it, we would want it to be. And I can't remember if it's preview or if there's an actual resolution, so I gotta go find that. Yeah, there it is. Now, oddly, I don't know if there's a way to distribute. So the distances between the curves is what kind of throws this off right now, which is something in the future for me to remember. So the fact that we've got extra curves here is what's causing the gap. We might be able to get this close just without. Basically your curves start at, you have to be kind of evenly spaced. or else kind of end up with this little problem. And now you're like, okay, you're not going to have perfectly precise because you did the other one first. It's kind of an annoying thing, but you can get it close. So you have to kind of, between the two curves now, attempt to line up. It's gonna be kind of hard to do, but I don't even know if we'll be able to get it exactly right. Okay. Well, it's not even in our shot, so all right, cool. So now we have a curve, and we have, let's see what happens if we duplicate this. This is, okay, mesh, railing, lower, and then this is the middle. I don't know, this one is, this is the bottom. Okay, so this is mesh railing, lower. Okay, and then this is, no, this is the, like that. Goodbye, okay. This, we need to duplicate, and we need to convert this to mesh, and then we can hide this one, really, middle. Okay, let's see what we got here. This one I hopefully might work just as its own. We'll see. I think this is going to be, I think this is going to do the trick. Okay, now I wonder if we can just take this, duplicate it, bring it up, and see what we can do to manipulate it. So, it has this weird lip. I feel like we can just cut the bottom off. Let's try. Ooh, no, it's not straight. Why architects? It's easy. No, I'm not saying it's easy to design, but it's one thing to design something, it's another thing to implement it. Doing this because I was running into that weird issue with the curve, which, you know, I don't know, maybe I don't understand something about it, but we'll see if this is a bad idea or a good idea. So I was just trying to eliminate the bottom of this. I missed. So now it's just this part with a little bit of a bevel and a probably open face at the bottom, which I think is fine. Okay, so now if I take this top part, now I can kind of place the rail, where I want it, and I was thinking even tilting it, but I don't know. I feel like that's probably going to be a mistake. I think we should just keep it as is. Okay, let's just go with this for now, because we have 3 different objects, and we can put material in, see how they look, and then go from there. Okay, and then this is the middle. And the upper is just a duplicate of the bottom. Okay. Now let's look at the floor situation. So we have this floor, and this floor we get rid of, because we did a retopology. So now we've got, if you look at this looks good. We got a floor, bottom base, top, this, and now we just need to do the glass. Okay, so the glass, this is where again we need to really be careful with the resolution. So if you look at it right now, it's created all these little faces. So I think what we want to do with this is we want to change this way down. Maybe not that far, 2. So like those would be the planes of glass. And again, it's part of the problem is the curves. So I don't know if there's a way to distribute these. Let me see. Let's bring up ChatGPT, because it's been pretty good about telling me these things. So I'm basically just asking it, like, is there a way to redistribute the curves evenly without really affecting the shape? So we're in curve, select all vertices, subdivide. Well, that makes sense. Interesting. Mean radius. Okay, so what it's suggesting, which I think is kind of interesting, is it's suggesting to just subdivide it a bunch of times and then go into curve menu, set spline type. No, we already have that. Under the end panel in the item, mean radius. That. Oh, handle type. I'll see handle type. Set spline type, Bezier, which we already had. Split, separate, clean up, decimate curve maybe, control points. Okay. Calculate handle smooth. What's the shortcut for smooth? Shortcut. Or smooth vertices. I mean, it looks like they're evenly distributed to me. I mean, maybe not, but I wonder what the decimate will do. It kind of went back. So it just sort of brought them all in, but not really. Okay. So I mean, I could just try to manually do it. Just comes down to having the shape be not too work. Yeah. So that would be the glass the distance between the pane to glass when we convert it to mesh. Versus if we went to this, we would have harsher corners, but more, bigger open planes of glass on the shape. I think we'll probably go with this. And again, I don't think it just doesn't huge deal that they're, I think it's good to make sure that they're even, but like if you look at these, just the fact that okay, let's go with this. And I think it looks generally okay here. Let's say maybe this one. No. Yeah, see, we added, caused a bit of a problem now. I guess pretty good. Okay, so now we can convert. So here, let's get our music back. So this is the interior, so just kind of keeping consistent, keeping the original curve in case we mess up, converting this to a mesh, and let's take a peek. Close this one off, and then look at what the mesh is like, which this is fine because we can add a solidify modifier to this one and set it. And this is the glass. So you have like a little bit of thickness in the glass, and then there's also, you can do, let me think about, the rim will change. I'm just gonna play with really quickly with the wireframe. This is kind of tricky. I've done this before, and so this is without any. So this is without any solidify. So if you bring this down, you get a nice wireframe for the windows. We'd want this to be really thin. And a one material offset. And I think even the boundary would want up. And then I think what we want to do is, I can't remember if you can then get this as a vertex group. Replace the original. Just trying to remember how this ends up working. Because you can set the vertex group and set the thickness of the glass. Okay, let's just leave these on. We'll leave this one off for now and just kind of see how this looks. So we have at least kind of a little bit of a trim. Okay. All right, I think we should start getting some materials onto this thing and see what this thing looks like. Okay, so let's start with the floor. I usually use, so 9 times out of 10, I like to use Quixel materials because these things are all going into Unreal Engine eventually. But I do have a lot of different materials. But I find Quixel is really really solid. And again, they're all going into Unreal Engine. So this is contemporary. So what I was picturing is, like, again, from the material standpoint, this sort of generated like a bit of a tile, which I like. Concrete, I think, is going to be this. I kind of just feel like a polished concrete tile with a bit of rivets would be what I would want. So something that you can actually see, you know, the grooves in, like this, but something very polished, something. Even this might work with like a bit of a color change. Maybe that polished. And sometimes you can get away with, if you get the major, you know, the major shape of what you're looking for, you can adjust like the colors and stuff, as opposed to like this stone tile might be the best one I think I've seen. I think that's probably the best so far. Yeah. So it's a little bit rougher than I would probably use, but I like the pattern, and I think we could just you know, polish it a little bit, add some gloss, and it'll look good. Okay, so this is a good time to save. This is going to be 3 pre-texture. And I know we also lost our kind of perspective and stuff. We're going to fix that at some point. Okay, so let's focus on this flooring first of all. Okay. So we'll bring up shader, new material, and then Node Wrangler, Control Command T. And I just downloaded this, so it should be called Stone Tiles. Okay. Just for moment's sake, now I just want to see what we can do with like the normals and stuff of this. So I don't like the I just don't like the size of these grooves. Yeah. I don't think this is right. These are too small. These black stone tiles are interesting. Oh, these are like decorative tiles. That's why. It's interesting that they don't have like a specific category for like, it's a lot of facades, but they don't seem to have like a lot of category for just floor. Off-white tiles. They're not staggered. I like how these are staggered. This is like almost like a light wood. Okay. It's almost like a grayish. Almost like a, you know, like a, this might be really nice for the inside. I feel like even a polished concrete might look good if there's one. There's a lot in this one. That's nice too. This might be interesting too. I just want like a really kind of nice, and again, you can change a bit of the textures with this. The pattern's probably even more important. I'm gonna try this marble floor because this is not doing it for me. So delete you. Oops. Sorry. Size of that a little better. Although now we have to unwrap it again because we adjusted the I kind of think the pattern's a little better even though it's. So let's just try like that for a second and let's see if we can. It's way too rough. Kind of get like a bit of gloss to it. So where is that coming from? Hey Sean, I'm doing good, man. Doing okay. I was wrestling a little bit with something, but I think I'm getting there. How are you doing? How's the height maps coming along? Okay. And somewhere. So you use the depth pass? That'd be super cool if that worked. Okay, I think I'm happy with this for now. I know the UVs are messed up on the side, but I don't care because I'm not going to see them. Oh, interesting. You know, and honestly, we came up with that. I've never seen that done. I've never heard of that. Maybe other people have done it, but we really just kind of came up with that on that stream. I'm going to probably use it if it worked. Super cool. Makes sense though, right? You just set the start at the end and then you have a grayscale. Did you happen to figure out, like, can you output like a higher bit rate or higher color depth? Like, can you get lots of detail compared to like a normal height map? Okay, so this is happening again because we have the modifier, but I don't think we need it. Okay, so now we need some materials for our this, and this is I think a totally smooth concrete is what I'm kind of looking for. So I think what we'll do here is we're going to turn off the neighborhoods. Oh yeah, that's true. So basic glass setup, nothing crazy right now. And then for this, I really just want our super polished concrete. We might have to fake it with marble. I didn't see a concrete. Oh, these limestones are nice. These are really nice. Limestone, who knew? Yeah, some of these are really nice. Let's try one of these. This might be one, might be a little bit weird with the UVs. Let's see. There's not much to this. That's super cool. Geometry nodes is fun, eh? It's like, it's very, it's a big learning curve, but once you get it. Did you see my geometry node one where I was doing the little holograms? That was like my first real geometry node. Fun. It was on one of the previous streams. Oh, neat, yeah. Yeah, that turned out cool. The hologram was kind of wild that I didn't really anticipate. And yeah, I'm end up going to do a lot of that. I'm giving those out to my collectors, and they've all picked their favorite of the 10. And now we're in the last round. They're going back and forth where they're either keeping the one they picked or they're picking a different one to try to get like a smallest edition they can. It's kind of a neat little game where we were messing around with, and yeah, fun. Okay, so same thing with this. Okay. Yeah, I like the geonode. With the geonode thing? Oh, yeah, the subdivision thing is, yeah, that sucks. I need a really white material. What do you think? What would you say that's made out of? Oh, it's like very, maybe. So interesting. I was just looking at the materials. It's a reinforced concrete panels. The Whispers works on one bonfire. Okay, on any shape mesh, but not another. So you're trying to? Are you trying to subdivide the mesh? Is that where you're? Are you, like, you're using a subdivision modifier on it? Not a... No, I don't think I've ever used that node. Oh, interesting, but it doesn't work sometimes. Or not working on your stuff. So advance warning, I'm going to finish this here, and I'm almost at 2 hours, so I think I'm going to just do a quick break on this one and come right back, but just so you know. Interesting. I think you should start streaming so I can see what you're doing. Sure about this texture, but it's fine for now. All I know is that with subdivision modifiers, yeah, we could look at it maybe to start at one of the streams where I know you're there. All I know is with any subdivision modifier, it hates bad geometry. Like even this like mess here, as bad as it looks, other than these weird seams I just put in, it's actually all quads. And I find that like as soon as you go away from that, it just wants to, you can't do anything. Have you tried, I know it's expensive, but have you tried the quad remesher tool? It's been a lifesaver for me. It's probably the best thing I think I've bought. No, I don't mind. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious what you're doing. I think right now I'm probably in this stage, I'm probably pretty focused this, but the thing is I'm going to do some stuff in that world of more terrain soon. So I am interested, especially if on that mist pass thing. I'm very interested in what you did. Yeah, I'll let you know for sure. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. I'll be back. Let me think. What time is it now? It is 4:30. I think probably a little stack. I'll probably be back in half an hour, and then I'm gonna start another 2-hour stream. And on this one, I'm gonna drop the lights down on this scene, light up this balcony, just so I can get a feel for how it looks. And then once that's done, I'll probably focus in on the. What's this thing called? The exterior. While I'm here, I'm just gonna, before I run, I just kind of want to see what I can do with this camera. That's interesting. Somehow everything got moved, so let's grab out the cameras. I should have put this all on a controller. creative positioning. Just being able to move a balcony like this. So crazy. Like, just, we could bring this building like down to whatever floor. You could see your view from your balcony if you were here. This is probably what looks the best. Because if we go, okay, old position was here. Actually, this is not bad. What view do you want in New York? What a revolving building. You want this view. This is the view you want out your balcony. Basically that. And if we just gotta make sure it makes sense. It does. Makes sense for the building. Okay, and then now we can play a little bit more with the camera. So now, you know, we can decide where do we want this. Something close to this. Yeah. And then we're gonna turn some lights off and do some other stuff and hopefully start to see this come together. Okay, I'll be back half an hour. Good one.